Conditions right now are so rough here at Illinois Beach State Park that some of the racers have 2 holders.
I noticed, Dave, also Harry Gocher. There he is. He's off the starting line. He's got boat problems. This is intense. I've been in this position myself. It's not fun. You're on the line. Your adrenaline's flowing. You're anticipating the start. And all of a sudden, your ski won't start. They give you 2 minutes. Harry's time is just about up. You see Bob there. He's telling him to fire him up. This is where it gets intense.
Number 4 overall in the IGSPA Budweiser Tour, Harry Gocher is on the beach. And with pole position is Jeff Jacobs. He's got a couple of holders. And Jacobs gets a fantastic start. The other boats get airborne.
Timing has everything to do with it today. Jacobs anticipating the waves, not getting on the throttle heavily right at first. He got his body weight up over the front of the ski before he got on the gas. Big difference. Got the whole shot.
Jeff Jacobs is our leader in this 10-lap modified race. It is so rough, they've shortened it down. We've had races from 12 to 15 laps, back down to 10 here. It's going to be survival of the fittest, and first and foremost, don't make mistakes.
Endurance is going to be a key factor today. Making mistakes has a lot to do with that. Every time you make a mistake, it takes a lot out of you. Today, getting out there, riding smooth, using your head is going to be the ticket.
Victor Sheldon, boat number 3, is in 2nd position right now. Victor's had a year that is a little bit frustrating for him. He wants a modified win. Chris Fischetti in 3rd place right now. Did quite well this morning, winning his first super stock race of the year. Fischetti right now in 3rd, and Jeff Jacobs is really pulling out a lead, getting some ground on 2nd and 3rd.
Jacobs now early in the race. With conditions like this, it's so unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. Jacobs, a lot of air there. You want to try and avoid that. Under any kind of conditions, you want to try to keep the pump down in the water. Today, more so. You've got a tremendous amount of wind, and every time you jump, the ski blows out from underneath you. More so than ever, you want to stay down in the water and keep the pump hooked up.
23-year-old Chris Fischetti, boat number 2, currently in 3rd place. And trying to catch this man, our leader, 19-year-old Jeff Jacobs out of El Cajon, California. Last year, a great season, winning the national tour. This season, he has been 1st overall on the tour since round number 2, 6 modified wins. Only loss coming to Fischetti in New York. 4 of 8 super stock wins, and he's got a perfect record in the slalom course. But he wins world championships because of his starts.
Jeff Jacobs, a whole shot expert. Horsepower is not the answer today. It's technique. You see Jeff, he gets off the line, he pre-jumps that wave there. Great start, easy on the throttle. Victor Sheldon in the middle there, swings out wide, looking for a better route through the waves. He takes Fischetti out wide. Victor's not reading the waves quite as well as Jeff, going out a little too wide, causing some problems for his buddy Chris Fischetti.
Back to the action, Jeff Jacobs. The jammer, they call him, 6 feet, 150 pounds of marathon man muscle out in front. Boat number 3. He is 2nd place. Victor Sheldon. Sheldon won here last year in the slalom event. It has been so rough, though. No slalom was held. Chris Fischetti won the super stock earlier. He's trying to catch Victor Sheldon. And the conditions right now, they are not quite as rough as they were earlier.
Earlier today, the conditions were rougher. The riders qualified on their backup machines, but they have calmed down a little bit, but I don't think anybody is wishing that they were on their full race machines. They're still extremely rough out there.
Tough to find a smooth line right now. No mistakes by Jeff Jacobs as he makes his way already up now to slower traffic. Jeff Jacobs with a 5-second lead over Victor Sheldon. Sheldon is in 2nd place. Sheldon won the slalom here last year. Jeff Jacobs swept everything. Sheldon, one mistake though, you can go from 5 seconds to 20 seconds down. And there's a small mistake and a bigger one. So Victor Sheldon drops down, but look at Jeff Jacobs making up some time on that back straight.
This back straightaway seems to be where Jeff is making up all his distance on the other riders. He's really in sync with the water. He's got a rhythm going. There's Chris Fischetti. Now, Chris Fischetti with some drive down the back straightaway. He goes by Victor Sheldon.
A big pass. A couple of mistakes by Victor Sheldon. And on the back straight, it is Chris Fischetti, boat number 2, moving in the 2nd spot. Fischetti with the bobble. And here comes Victor Sheldon. Sheldon goes down now. Fischetti goes wide, and he's down. What a battle for 2nd place. Fischetti hanging on, though, for 2nd right now in the tight part of the course. Really not a lot of passing can go on here. Only mistakes.
That's right. Difficult section of the course. It's very slow, extremely rough right here. The key is to just swing a little wider, keep your momentum up. You see Chris Fischetti doing it there. This is going to be a great race. Victor Sheldon, an aggressive style. He's not one to give up once he gets behind.
And Victor Sheldon makes a mistake, goes down, similar to his mistake a lap ago. In fact, that set up the pass.
Here we have it. Chris Fischetti just hooked up a lot better. Victor spending much more time in the air. That was the difference here. Here we are a couple buoys later. Victor going for it. He is not one to give up. He's going to make a race out of this regardless of how rough it is.
Jacobs is taking no prisoners, but Sheldon and Fischetti, the battle rages on as the Nielsen Midwest Nationals continue. Welcome back to Zion, Illinois, just north of Chicago at the Illinois Beach State Park for the Nielsen Midwest Nationals, round number 8 of the Budweiser Jet Ski Tour. Our leaders in the Pro Modified at this point, Jeff Jacobs. Victor Sheldon is in third, trying to chase down Chris Fischetti. And here is that battle. Chris Fischetti looking good, boat number 2. Victor Sheldon, boat number 3, in third spot.
Dave, I just spotted there Chris Fischetti shook his head up towards the pit area. His motor's beginning to sound a little sour. It appears that the rough conditions there are beginning to take their toll on his equipment.
Victor Sheldon, 24 years old, Vista, California, spent 19 years in Alaska, racing motocross and jet skis. He wants to get back in the hunt. The leader right now is Jeff Jacobs. Jacobs has had a spectacular year, and right now, in these rough conditions, he makes it look way too easy.
He really does. He's so smooth and so fluid. It's so deceiving how fast he is, and today he looks exceptionally good. He looks just incredible, better than I've seen him look in a long time.
Jeff Jacobs looking for his 7th Pro Modified victory of the year, losing only once. That was to this man, boat number 2, Chris Fischetti, in New York, in rough conditions as well. Fischetti just does not have the power out of that turn. Here comes Victor Sheldon.
You see him there, and I thought that possibly, there he is. He's struggling along. He's on his knees. It just won't go. He obviously has some kind of boat problems. I don't know. It could be just a simple thing like water in a carburetor. It could be something serious.
Boat number 1, Jeff Jacobs, the 19-year-old, became the novice world champion in 1985, the expert world champion in 86, and won 4 world championships consecutive from the years of 1987 to 1990. He's looking for his 2nd national title with a big lead. And down the back straight, Chris Fischetti seems to have the speed.
His machine kicking back in. The way it's reacting, I would guess that he's got water inside the hull. There, you see he's slowing down again, then it picks back up. That shows me that he's got water inside the hull. It's sloshing up inside the carburetor. The motor takes a big gulp, and then a few seconds later, it cleans out.
Taking a big gulp just in the short break before the race was Harry Gocher. He's sitting on the beach. Only 15 racers in contention right now. In the lead is Jeff Jacobs. And Jacobs, even when he makes a slight mistake and goes down to his knees, his feet don't move.
Yeah, good example right there. He went down. His feet never left the tray. That is a great style for conditions like this. It doesn't fatigue you anywhere near as much as you see here, Victor Sheldon style, sticking that leg out. It works great in rough conditions to a point, but it also fatigues you very quickly.
Chris Fischetti picks up a head of steam when he makes the right and left-hand turns. Seems like you said, water might get up into the carburetor, and he slows down on the back straight. Plenty of speed, though.
It appears that things are running good right now. Down the back straightaway, Chris with a lot of speed. Oh, he swings out extremely wide in that turn. I think what happened there is he tried to power himself through the turn. The motor didn't respond as well, so he had to straighten up and swung out wide.
Boat number 1, Jeff Jacobs, El Cajon, California. He receives the white flag, 1 lap to go. And Jacobs with a big lead.
Jeff, a little showboat in there. He's got a comfortable lead. He's having a good time. I think he's really in a rhythm right now. He's out there, he's feeling good, and he's just having some fun now.
He comes to a complete stop and takes a look at the competition. The competition is heating up for 2nd place. Victor Sheldon closing in on Chris Fischetti.
This is going to be a good one. Victor Sheldon on the gas now, making a late race charge. He's known for this. He gets his 2nd win along about the 9th or 10th lap. Chris Fischetti's going to have his hands full here. It appears right now he's just concentrating on babying his motor, just trying to finish the race.
Fischetti has some speed, but not a lot. Hooked up and flying down the back straight comes Victor Sheldon. Sheldon with an inside pass.
Great move by Victor Sheldon. We just talked about it. Last lap, there he goes.
A big move for Victor Sheldon. Back to our leader. He's going to receive the checker flag in 1 more turn, a little left-hand turn. And Jeff Jacobs with his 7th Pro Modified win of the year. Back to the race. It looks like it's a done deal for Victor Sheldon. Sheldon with the big pass. He's going to motor in for 2nd place, and limping in with a 3rd. Looks like it's going to be Chris Fischetti.
Overall, Chris Fischetti has had a good weekend, winning the Pro Superstock event earlier today, but you can tell he's a little demoralized with that last lap pass by Victor Sheldon.
Thousands of spectators were thrilled. Jeff Jacobs put on a clinic out there, but it was the battle between Victor Sheldon and Chris Fischetti that really got the crowd excited. Here on the last lap was the pass.
Victor Sheldon on the gas. He had one of his famous last lap passes. I don't think Chris Fischetti even knew he was coming. He looked like he was more focused on his machine, just trying to baby it through to the end.
boat problems for Chris Fischetti. Third place finish. Take nothing away from Victor Sheldon. A great charge for second place and winning Jeff Jacobs. And here are the final results. Jacobs, Sheldon, Chris Fischetti, Chad Katona, and Dan Fitzgerald.